Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again in this YouTube astrological segment. We're going to be talking about Neptune in the 6th house of the natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the Neptune placements in the houses. They were a little bit concise, and some people may refer to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is, well, Neptune in the 6th house can be comparable to Neptune in Virgo, but naturally you've got to blend in the zodiac sign. Neptune in Virgo in the 6th house can be different than Neptune in Pisces in the 6th house, as an example. Now, Neptune in astrology is connected with our dreams and fantasies. So those dreams and fantasies, may be associated with things that are work related in general, employment, um, health, doing something with health and fitness. It could be just having a good physique, being just very healthy. Um, it may be tied in with, diagnostics or analytics, some statistics, working as an editor or proofreader. It could be, doing something as a physician, like a primary care physician or a doctor, um, working in data entry, statistician, as some examples, doing something where you can be, of service to others. Say if you have Neptune and Aquarius in the 6th house as an example, it may be doing something with computer or electronics or astrology related service that you are providing for people. Neptune is also associated with inspiration. So if you have Neptune in the 6th house, you may be very inspired in matters just connected with your work and employment in general. You may bring this quality. You may be very inspirational even to others in your daily routine, and just inspired to do what you are generally doing on a day-to-day basis to adhere to a certain schedule. It could be, something with also health, fitness. If you have, you may be somebody that's very inspired in matters connected. It could be a very regimented, like workout routine, if it's something health related, or even doing, just trying. Keep in mind the 6th house is connected, the zodiac sign Virgo. So you may be inspired to do things as perfectly close to perfection as possible. You may be, a person that's a stickler, for details, and it may be a lot of inspiration just compiling, allocating data, things associated with hygiene, analysis, even doing something with pets, whether it's just your own pets or, doing work as a veterinarian, as another example. Could be cabinet making, doing something that requires a lot of, organization, such as being in a field like being a professional organizer, as an example. And the thing about this placement too, okay, Neptune is also connected with hidden adversaries. So these people may actually be in your daily routine. You may not know, be cognizant of them, because it is, Neptune is connected with hidden adversaries, but they may be people that you work with, fellow employees, people at your job or workplace. They could be those, that are in some 6th house related field, such as a veterinarian, or somebody, that works as a data analyst, data entry, or somebody that works in cleaning. It could be people, that, embody some kind of Virgo traits, and people that are very pedantic or persnickety perfectionists, those that appear very scrupulous anyway and meticulous with details, but those that could also be rather judgmental and critical as well. And hidden adversaries may be something, who have more propensity to worry about more so than most others on average too. Now, Neptune also is connected with our ideals. Well, we're idealistic about idealism. And if you have Neptune, in the 6th house in your natal chart, well, you may be very idealistic in matters connected with your work, your employment, those people that are in your daily routine, fellow employees. You may be somebody that tries to overlook the transgressions, defaults, and shortcomings of fellow employees. Try to see the best in them. Doesn't mean you're necessarily want to be oblivious to the negatives with them, but you try to work through them the best you can. And also, too, you may be idealistic in matters with your health, your fitness, and the fitness goals that you may set for yourself. You may strongly believe you can attain them, and even matters with an aunt or uncle, even. Um, it can be too, and if you have, Neptune in the sixth house too, being idealistic, regarding things that require very acute attention to detail. Your pets, being able to, like, if you're trying to train a pet as an example, you may be very idealistic in terms of being able to do so. Um, And it could be, having Neptune in astrology is also associated with dissolving and dissipation. So if you have Neptune posited in the sixth house in your natal chart, well, in some cases it could just simply be, the deterioration or decline of physical health in general. But more specifically, keep in mind again, the sixth house does correspond with the zodiac sign Virgo. So there may be some, weakness, dissolving, or dissipation connected. Could be with the spleen or some intestinal issue, something with, abdominal area. It may be, something with employment as well. The solar plexus. Maybe it's some dissolving or dissipation just in matters, the connections with fellow employees. I mean, if you were close, say, to one or more fellow employees at your place of employment, it may reflect that, at some point in time, that connection may dissolve, kind of gradually, dissipate basically. And also, just in matters, it could be with a connection with an aunt or uncle or people that were prominent in your daily routine in general. It could be an employment situation. Now, Neptune is also associated with deception and duplicity. So if you have Neptune in the sixth house, you may experience more deception on average from people in your daily routine, your fellow employees, people that are in your work environment in general. It could be where it might be matters with your physical health issues, whether it could even be self-deception, such as thinking, say, you feel physically fine when there's really some health related issues, as an example. Excuse me. Now, and just in doing things, right, since also too, the sixth house is the house of worry, because it does correspond with Virgo. It could be, just when I say deception connected with worry, and I'm going to elaborate on that, is that you may deceive yourself into worrying about things that you don't even need to be worrying about, as an example. Or you may experience more deception with an aunt or an uncle, more so than most people on average. Or it could even be, again, people in the daily routine, fellow employees. Those people might be in some Virgo-like profession, whether it's a data analyst or people that are, veterinarian. Those are in some kind of health field, or, a physician or practitioner. Now, Neptune is also associated with psychic receptivity. So if you have Neptune in the sixth house, well, you may show, certain, intuitive prowess and ability. It could be in matters just in your work life, with pets, whether it's a health-related issue a pet may have or what have you. It could be in service-related matters. Um, Maybe, in some cases you can intuitively see, if you're involved with servicing people, intuitively see what could be going on, what's wrong with, whatever it is you're diagnosing. It could also be, maybe more intuition than most. It could be with the long distance journey of the dominant parent. Now, keep in mind, the dominant parent, which is often the father. Keep in mind, this is the sixth house is nine houses from the 10th. So that's why the 6th house is connected with long distance journeys of the dominant parent. Now, another thing, about, when you look at, you know, when you look at this as well, when you look at Neptune in astrology, the Neptune is also connected with what's nebulous, unclear, and obscure. So if you have Neptune in the 6th house, there may be physical health related issues that are unclear to you. It could be, an aunt or an uncle you may not be sure, such as their character composition. It could be, money, maybe not money, but the long distance journey of the dominant parent, long distance journeys of the dominant parent, which is often the father, understanding, trying to figure out why, maybe a journey is being taken, what the person is doing when they're on that journey, such as, some examples. And the thing is, you may also, with Neptune in the 6th house, you may be involved in some Neptune related field, whether it could be poetry, dancing, photography, anesthesiology, the metaphysical, which includes astrology, something with spirituality or illusion. There also may be physical related issues connected with the feet, the toes, the pineal gland, and the lymphatic or immune system. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.